Did I make a mistake becoming a real estate agent? If you've been thinking about making a big career shift, especially in real estate, you're probably wondering if it's worth the risk. I've been licensed for a year now, and I'm going to give you the real about my first year. The surprises, the lessons, and the wins that make it all worth it. Hi there, I'm Darnreese McKinney with the Funk Collection brokered by eXp Realty. So why did I leave my old career? It was not a random decision. I was teaching, something I had loved for almost a decade, until one day I had to leave school early because I wasn't feeling well. Long story short, that was the moment I knew it was time to give this up. Honestly, I have been fascinated by real estate pre-pandemic. When the pandemic came, I actually got really nervous and decided to put it on the back burner. Yes, I was one of those HGTV people that thought that it was so glamorous to be a real estate agent. I even explored other paths like tech sales, station sales, coaching in corporate America, but none of them felt quite right. Real estate essentially just kept calling to me. When I decided to go for my license, I wasn't worried about the sales part of this. I've been an extrovert my whole life, and I've sold before. Fun fact, I sold the iPhone when it first came out. My fear was honestly going through another education process. I had dedicated so much time to being an educator in academia. I already had a bachelor's, I have two masters. I really wasn't feeling going back to get any more education of any type. Not to mention I had to take an exam. But I did realize that that's temporary, and that's just the gateway to get to where I'm trying to go. Once I passed, I understood that I would be able to do the things that I'm actually good at, which is connect with people and help them accomplish their goals. When I finally did pass the licensing exam, it wasn't a question of if I can do it. I knew I could. My question was, how long is it going to take me to build trust with people who don't know me yet? Because real estate is the biggest investment most people will ever make. And they have to be sure that you're able to be trusted with their investment and that you're the right person to guide them. What no one told me was how expensive it is to be an entrepreneur, especially in real estate. You need a serious financial cushion or a very supportive partner. And lead generation. I had no idea how much of my time and creativity would go into this. So I never thought I made a mistake. I did not have that, oh, I should quit moment. And that's because I started with a really solid brokerage and I joined a team from day one. I'll be honest, I don't think that I will be doing this as a solo agent, at least not in the early stages of my career. Being on a team provides me with like that think tank mindset. So there's tons of experience on a team. Versus being a solo agent, for me, I just don't see the benefits. It does work for some who are fresh out the gate licensed, but that's not the setting that I wanted for myself. So the first time I realized that I'm actually good at this is actually my first client. He was relocating from up north and had a terrible experience with agents before me. So he was very guarded, a little bit combative, and actually extremely defensive on our first call. But I reassured him that I was his advocate and that we would be working together to help him accomplish his goals, not against each other. And I think that was something that was more reassuring because it was supporting the fact that you're hiring me to work with you, not to follow me around. So by listening closely, we were able to move quickly. It did take maybe two offers because the first property he missed out on because we came in too low, but it's okay. He took my advice and he took my feedback. So the next time that a property popped up, we were able to move faster. And that's when I realized not only could I do this, but I'm going to be great at it. So things that I wish that I knew earlier than the year mark is that, well, I used to think that I had to know everything about everything, every step, every detail of the process. And I realized that, but I learned that it's a team effort. Lenders, inspectors, title companies, all of us work together to create a great experience for our clients. So that freed up my focus on my strengths, which is building relationships, listening, and getting results. So if you're afraid of failing as a new agent, here's something I want you to remember that statistics are just a number. So even if something doesn't work the first time, that's just one way that it did not work. Life's too short to keep wondering, what if? Working for yourself is definitely empowering. It's a reminder that you were meant to create something. So if real estate is on your mind, do it. You have nothing to lose and everything to build. Thanks for tuning in with me on Perfect Living with Dawn. See you later.